Hey everybody, happy Tip Tuesday. Yeah, that's what it is. And last week, I guess I started going down a rabbit hole with prefabricated homes, and this would be I thought a good time to kind of flesh out a little bit more what's going on. So, what the heck even is a prefabricated home? That's a scene I've been following for a long time. That means something that's made in a factory. Sometimes that's called modular. Sometimes it's called manufactured. But there are differences between those things, and that's what I wanted to bring up. So the whole point I was even talking about that with is because the current administration is considering legislation that would change these definitions. Because currently, manufactured and prefab slash modular housing are classified the same by the government, and they are not the same. So what they're considering changing that definition to allow more building to happen. So what are the differences? Between manufactured and prefab housing. Well, manufactured housing is HUD compliance. That means it's with the national standard. Prefabricated housing goes by local codes. And actually, a lot of these use things like California codes or larger international bodies just to make it more compliant for everybody. So if it meets the toughest criteria in the nation, then it'll apply to the rest. So other differences, manufactured housing is on a permanent chassis and can be affixed to a permanent foundation, but you have to make changes to it. You actually have to register them with the DMV. Whereas prefabricated housing does not have a chassis. It is only on a permanent foundation. Manufactured housing requires a chattel loan, which is a very specific kind of loan. I don't feel like going into the history of chattel loans. Chattel means cattle, so that means that's a specific kind of farm loan that has evolved over time. Whereas prefabricated homes, they can use traditional mortgages. Manufactured homes depreciate in value like a vehicle. Prefabricated homes appreciate in value like a stick-built home. So again, they've been lumped together over time. But now there's going to be a definition change, or at least there's a proposed definition change. Currently, they're seeking input from the public to separate those. And why would we want to separate those? Well, because if prefabricated housing is allowed to flourish, that it's made in a factory. It's faster. It's made to higher standards. Again, a lot of these, as long as they make them to they can be state or region specific. There's a lot to it there. And there's less waste, and they can build very quickly. The only real downside is transportation. So, anywho, talk to me. That's a quickie today for Tip Tuesday. Bye.